radical environmental organizations are ganging up to attack Alberta, and they have the blessing of the Environment and Climate Change Minister, Catherine McKenna. Now, McKenna is speaking at an event celebrating the new partnership between three radical environmental organizations, Environmental Defense, Equiterre, and the Pembina Institute. This is how the event is described by the organizers. Members of the media are invited to attend an event to celebrate a new era of climate action in Canada and a new alliance between Environmental Defense, Equiterre, and the Pembina Institute. The April 14th reception will be co-hosted by the Honourable Catherine McKenna, Minister of Environment and Climate Change, and François-Philippe Champagne, Member of Parliament for Saint-Maurice, Champlain, and Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Finance. Wow. What makes this more than just an organic cocktail party for wine and cheese environmentalists is the stance of these three organizations on Energy East. Let's look at Equiterre. They ran a campaign in September asking people to demand that Montreal block Energy East. They even had a Say No to Tar Sands petition. It looks like Montreal Mayor Denis Coderre listened to Equiterre and not better judgment. The second organization, Environmental Defense, hates the oil sands and is pleased that Denis Coderre has come out in opposition of Energy East. They released a statement about Energy East in regards to Ontario and Quebec, saying that, and I quote, "It is our understanding that the pipeline must be rejected by both provinces," end quote. And the Pembina Institute, while they don't have the guts to come right out and say they're against Energy East, they'd like us to use the more onerous review process to make that project unviable. This is the statement from their Director of Federal Policy about Energy East, and I quote, "Any regulatory review should include not only the pipeline itself, but the impact of producing the crude that will flow through it," end quote. So they basically want to block the pipeline by over-regulating it and reviewing it right to death. Why is the Liberal Climate Change Minister and the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Finance helping to celebrate the new collaborative effort by three well-funded anti-oil, anti-Western Canada organizations? For all the Liberal preaching about wanting to get Energy East done and taking the steps to do it, they're just paying the idea of an east-west pipeline lip service. Their actions speak louder than words. The Liberals would not support Energy East when given a chance to vote on a Conservative motion to do just that in the House of Commons. This motion, while it was non-binding, would have sent a much-needed signal to the oil patch investors, yet the Liberals did not rise to support Canadian energy. This is Conservative MP for Lakeland and Deputy Critic for Natural Resources, Shannon Stubbs, passionately speaking in support of that very motion. Here.
I want to explain why all of this matters so much to me. My constituents, their families, their friends, their businesses, their charities, they are being hurt by the job losses in the energy sector. It's easy for politicians in their bubble in Ottawa to rattle off stats and talking points and to pontificate about what's happening in Alberta, but I live side by side with hardworking, generous, and humble people who are anxious. Their livelihoods and futures are at risk, and they live in communities sustained by businesses, charities, and public services that rely on a robust natural resources sector. In some cases, these communities are literally on the verge of becoming ghost towns.
And now, the Liberals are showing just how much they support Energy East by throwing their support behind the very people who are doing everything they can to keep the people in Shannon Stubbs' riding out of work. It's appalling. It's a betrayal. It's anti-Canadian. But it's what these Liberals have shown us to be all along. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.